Hey guys, so I wanted to make a video talking about an interesting recent interview with one of Street Fighter V's battle directors, Woshige. And yes, that is the guy who popped off during Evo and thought he won the match, but it was only one round and he lost. But anyways, one of the questions was what was Woshige's thoughts on how Street Fighter V lived up to his expectations for this year? And he said, the concept of Street Fighter V was to reset the entry level and the ceiling of the game and bring in new players to Street Fighter. And they wanted to reduce the amount of time you need to practice to get into the game. And I think they were pretty successful on that for Street Fighter V. Ways they did make it easier for people to get into it and start right away is definitely making the links easier. Links were like, even the 1-frame links in Street Fighter V are not that difficult because of the 3-frame buffer window, and in Street Fighter 4 you literally had to time it by the frame. Combos are also shorter and limited. You can't do too much, there's no like FADC system. The only extension we really have is V-trigger, and the juggles are limited, so that definitely lowers the ceiling. And making the links easier definitely makes the entry level a lot easier. Options are also limited in Street Fighter V. Like the game engine is very safely made. You can only do like certain specials in the air while jumping forward, like Kami's dive kick, Ken's dive kick, or even Akuma's air fireball, for example. So they're lowering the amount of things that variations of play that can really overcome a new player. A lot of things too that are like, for example, dive kicks are not overheads. For example, it's a very small change, but makes it easier for players to defend against them. And where in older games, you were at their mercy. If the move came from the air, usually it was an overhead. But personally, I would still argue that there are still difficult things in Street Fighter V. It's not like completely easy. Like for example, Street Fighter V I feel is like a really frame data heavy game. There is a lot of animation, and with the crush counters, you can't just press buttons constantly. You really gotta know what buttons you have to press, and the active frames are really low, so your medias have to be timed really well. And yeah, it's a game where you really have to know when is it your turn, when is it my turn during block strings. Otherwise, things will get really abused. Like Bison, for example, you'll be stuck in knee press pressure for like the rest of the match if you don't understand when it's actually your turn to press buttons. And on top of that, Street Fighter V is a lot more punishing as well. Like once again with the crush counters, you can't just DP carelessly and use FADC to save you, even though it was, you know, like -4 or something in the end of Street Fighter 4's lifespan. But there's also like defense-wise, backdashing is not completely strike invincible anymore, and you get counter hit as well. And there's no like option select crouch tech anymore either. So defense is tougher in Street Fighter V. So I think it goes both ways, but for the most part, I think Capcom was successful on lowering it by making the system very safe. Now he also said one of the big changes that he wanted to see and what he thinks a lot of people will be happy with is the nerf to invincible meterless specials, uppercuts. And we talked about this before in a previous video with Kami, Ryu, Ken, and Akali. They have to use meter now to make sure these are fully invincible. So he said either the invincibility starts up later in the move, or they have partial invincibility such as throws and projectiles. So I didn't hear this part. So, but most, like Flash Kick for example, goes through fireballs during the startup and such. So I'm sure it'll just still work that way. If you think your opponent is going to throw you when you're getting up, doing you know, a DP or an uppercut is pretty risky to begin with. And he said, I think the nerf to this will make the game more honest and more fun. And, you know, I thought there'd be a lot of controversy on this nerf, but from reading the comments in my videos and stuff, it mostly seems to be a positive response to this. Most people are happy about this change. So I think Woshige is right on this. He also said, and this is really interesting, on top of that, meter gain has been reduced significantly, which will make it harder for players to exploit EX moves and supers. I didn't hear about this at all in any of the Twitter or forum reports, and yeah, I didn't see this one coming. So if they are going to reduce like meter gain across the board, I wonder how this will be for, especially for like meter heavy characters, like Ibuki comes to mind, or even Laura. I wonder if this will indirectly hurt these characters, as it is. Because, you know, not every character has like a special move that gains the meter, like Nash, for example. You know, we're getting to the point where we're seeing almost a super per round. You can get almost a full bar per round, or pretty much you can, depending on how the match goes. So he says significantly reduced. So that's really interesting, and I think that hurts DPs even more. Like Shurikens even more because you know, you can only do 3 per round, 3 wake up per round if you use 1 bar, right? Because you use meter to make it invincible. But if meter is hard to come by in the first place, you might see it even less. It'll be even more risky. So that is really interesting. I'm surprised they didn't actually note that on the Capcom Unity blog, but that means that there are some system changes that we still have not yet seen. So I can't wait to see the official notes. He also said, I think most players will be happy with the changes. I think the only thing that might disappoint people is that the changes will not be what they think they are. A really interesting quote, and I think it just means that, you know, if everyone thinks Fane is weak, for example, you would expect them to heavily buff him, make him overboard, and things like that. So that's really interesting. We definitely did not expect, well, we did expect nerfs, but, you know, Capcom said they weren't going to nerf the strong characters, they were just going to buff the weaker ones. So I guess you can say we didn't expect that, but that's really interesting. So like I said, I can't wait to see the official notes on that. And yeah, so we got this update coming up soon, guys. Akuma will be released with the holiday pack and the season 2 patch on December 20th. That's coming up real soon. And like I said, with the holiday pack as well, they're releasing that all at once. I wouldn't be surprised if the servers are down for like an entire day for this big update. And also, guys, don't forget to play Ryu or Ken in survival mode for that free fight money, because those invincible DPs are gone. They're going away. So we can't exploit that against the AI anymore. So play Ryu and Ken survival while you can. Yeah. So let me know what you guys think about this, especially the meter gain nerf. How this will affect play. Are you guys happy about this change? I'm really curious on how this will play out. And if you guys are interested in watching the entire interview for yourselves, you can check the video description for the link below. So thanks guys for taking the time to watch this, and I'll keep you guys posted. Take care.